how are you retaining your staff? At the moment, there is a worldwide shortage of data scientists, data engineers, analytics engineers, data warehouse specialists, technology, software engineers, etc. So people in our field and in adjacent fields are in very high demand, very short supply. And organizations are focusing more and more in retention. So retention, keeping your talent, keeping your teams, keeping them happy and productive, and having longer stints in people's careers. For a long time in our industry, we saw the time that people spent in organizations, we saw it shrinking over time. Now we're all making a big effort to increase that time. During COVID and as we're coming out of COVID, there's also been this great resignation where people held on to their jobs during the pandemic, and now as we're starting to feel like we're coming out of the other end, still obviously it's progressing, but people are starting to feel more secure and starting to look for other opportunities and moving from jobs. So this is what's been called the Great Resignation, which is being felt everywhere. From my perspective, I wanted to give you 3 areas that are important to maintain and actively work on in a development plan for your team members. And the 3 are on-the-job learning, then exposure to new areas, new projects, and then thirdly, formal training. So the formal training side is usually where people start and where people focus most of their energy in. And I mean, as a leader, when you're trying to create something for your team to make sure that they continue to develop and learn. And that's very important and definitely key component. That's why it's one of the 3. Make sure that it's measurable and that people are either self-selecting what they're going to be learning on, or that it's driven by either a promotion or a move in the organization that they want to do. And sometimes you have people who are data analysts that want to become data engineers or data scientists, and having that pathway for them through formal training is super important. The other one was around project exposure. So exposure to new work, new areas. That can be new types of technical work. So a move of getting an analyst who's done some data science training online, and then they want to start doing a data science project. That's exposure to new work in their organization and within their teams. That helps with the transition that they would be interested in. And sometimes the new project exposure is exposure to more soft skills or business skills. People wanting to become a product owner or a scrum master, or wanting to be a sometimes called the data translator or a strategic partner, that so somebody that interfaces with the business and helps them contextualize the results of the analytics to their business line and understand the impact and how to drive change to create that impact. Sometimes people want to move into that. So giving them the opportunity, that's the exposure to new projects or new areas. And then the first one that I mentioned was the on-the-job learning. So that's when you are doing the work that you want to be doing and you want to get better and better at it. So that can be through new challenges, things that stretch you, taking the lead on projects, developing. If you've been a data scientist, you can in other projects, you can take the lead on being a data scientist in the next project, or maybe you were working in a team and now you want to take the challenge on by yourself. That's the on-the-job learning. So continually getting better at what you do, a path to mastery, something that motivates a lot of people. So critical to keep in the top 3. This will help increase retention and keep happy and productive employees that are also getting better and better over time. So there's benefits all around for them, for the organization, for you as a leader. The benefits are definitely shared. I put all of these 3 into the professional development components of people's targets and their overall KPIs. We use OKRs. I might do a separate video on that one. But hopefully this will help you increase retention. But no, nothing here is a silver bullet in the talent and retention space, because there's so many different variables. But having this structure, I think, will help. Let me know how you find it, and let me know how you find it.